up? It's Richie here with Statifying Football. This is the NFL. Yeah, I've been doing college all season. It's the playoffs now with the NFL. The Super Wildcard round, 7 teams on each side. So I'm going to do this one. There's 3 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday. This may be a lengthier video, but try to break it down the best I can. First game on Saturday at 1 o'clock. Indianapolis Colts 11-5 against the Buffalo Bills 13-3. Colts, Phillip Rivers, 4,169 passing, 24 touchdowns to 11 picks. Jonathan Taylor, rookie, ran for 1,169 yards, 11 touchdowns. T.Y. Hilton, 56 catches, 762 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Linebacker Darius Leonard, 132 tackles. DeForest Buckner, 8 sacks, and Kenny Moore, 4 interceptions. They have the number 8 total defensively, 10 scoring defense, 10 total offense, 9 scoring defense or scoring offense. So they got a top 10 offense and defense. Bills have had a really, really good year. Josh Allen, 4,544 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 picks, plus 421 rushing and 8 touchdowns. Not much of a running game. Devin Singletary is their leading rusher, 687, 2 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, 127 catches, 1,535 yards, 8 touchdowns. And their second guy, Cole Beasley, 967. Jordan Poyer and Trey Edmonds, both over 100 tackles, 124 for Poyer, 119 for Edmonds. A.J. Klein and Mario Addison, 5 sacks each, and Tre'Davious White, 3 interceptions. Bills, great offense, number 2 in scoring, number 2 in total, but 14th in total defense and 16th in scoring defense. This is a hot take. This is before I even knew that Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley, their top 2 receivers, are questionable for the game. I assume they're going to play, but they are questionable. I had this idea before. I knew that. I think I'm going to go with the Colts for a big upset here. The Colts have a really good running game, a really good offensive line, a good defense. Last season, as in the regular season, they beat the Chiefs just that way by keeping Mahomes off the field. I think they might do the same with the Bills, keep that Bills offense off the field. The Bills defense is kind of mediocre. I'm not sold on Josh Allen. To me, Josh Allen, they were up against Texans in last year's playoffs 16-0. I think he flubbed it away. Granted, yes, he's had a great season. Maybe he can prove him wrong. Maybe he's gotten actually better. But until he shows it to me, I'm not going to really believe it. I'm going to go with the Colts and a big upset there. All right, then the 4 o'clock game, the Rams and the Seahawks. Rams are 10-6. Seattle is 12-4. Jared Goff, 3,952, 20 touchdowns, 13 picks. Akers and Henderson, both for over 600 yards, 624 and 625. Cooper Kupp, 92 catches, 974 and 3 touchdowns. John Johnson, 105 tackles. Aaron Donald, 13.5 sacks. Floyd, 10.5 sacks. And Williams, 4 interceptions. 11th in total offense, 23rd in scoring offense. Not a lot of scoring for this Rams team, but they're number 1 in the NFL in scoring defense and total defense. The big question here is Jared Goff. Will he play? It seems like he may, but is he hurt? What's up with him? Seattle, Russell Wilson started off like gangbuster, kind of tapered down a little bit. Finished 4,212 yards, 40 touchdowns, 13 picks, plus 513 rushing. Carson, 681 rushing, 5 touchdowns. DK Metcalf went off, 83 catches, 1,303 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Tyler Lockett, 100 catches, 1,054 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Bobby Wagner, 138 tackles. Jamal Adams, 9.5 sacks. Quadri Diggs, 5 interceptions. Against Seattle, 17th in total offense, 8th in scoring. 22nd in total defense, 15th in scoring defense. Not a very good defense, a pretty potent offense. Whereas the Rams have a really, really strong defense. If I knew Goff was 100% was going to play, I would actually go with the Rams here. But I'm going to go with Seattle. I'm not sure about Goff. They got to go to Seattle. It's a hard place to play. So I'll go Seattle there. But that upset alert, Seattle. All right, the Saturday night game, the Bucs 11-5 against the Washington football team who was 7-9. The Bucs, Tom Brady, 4,633 yards, 40 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. Ronald Jones almost had 1,000 yards, 978, 7 touchdowns. Mike Evans, 70 catches, 1,006 yards, and 13 touchdowns. Devin White, 140 tackles. Levante David, 117 tackles. Jason Pierre-Paul, 9.5 sacks. Carlos Davis, 4 picks. the number 7 total offense and 3 scoring offense in the league, and the number 6 total defense and 8 scoring defense in the league. A top 10 offense and defense there. Mike Evans is questionable. He's day to day. We're not sure if he'll play, but they should have enough other weapons on offense for the Bucs there. Washington, they kind of limped in. Alex Smith kind of righted them a little bit. He's, I think, 5-3 or 5-2 as a starter going in. He may or may not even play, though. He passed for 1,500 yards, 6 touchdowns, 8 picks. Antonio Gibson, 795 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns. He may be injured as well. Terry McLaurin, their top receiver, really good year. 87 catches, 1,118, 4 touchdowns. He's also possibly injured too. John Bostic, 118 tackles. Montez Sweat, 9 sacks. Kendall Fuller, 4 interceptions. Washington, they're terrible on offense, great on defense. 30th in total offense and 25th in scoring offense. Number 2 in total defense, number 4 in scoring defense in the league. This could be close just because of Washington's defense, but the Bucs defense isn't too bad themselves. The Washington offense is pretty terrible. Tom Brady's been putting up numbers like crazy. I think this may be I know the Bucs are picked by 8, maybe a little bit closer at least at first to go with. I'm gonna say Ronald Jones has a nice game, but I'm gonna go with the Bucs winning that one. All right, go to the Sunday games. You got the Baltimore Ravens and the Tennessee Titans, both 11-5. Ravens, Lamar Jackson. It was Lamar Jackson again, 2,757 yards, 26 touchdowns to 9 picks, plus ran for 1,005 yards and 7 touchdowns. Brown, 58 catches, 769 yards, 8 touchdowns. Patrick Queen, 106 tackles. Matthew Judon, 6 sacks. Peters, 4 interceptions. You got the number 1 rushing offense in the league, 7th in scoring offense. 7th in scoring offense, and you got the number 7 total defense and a number 2 scoring defense in the league. Facing the Titans, they're kind of under the radar, but they're really good. Ryan Tannehill had a great year with 3,819 yards, 33 touchdowns to only 7 interceptions. Derrick Henry, the 8th person ever to rush for over 2,000 yards in one season with 2,027 and 17 rushing touchdowns. A.J. Brown, 70 catches, 1,075 yards, and 11 touchdowns. You got Byard and Butler, both over 100 tackles. Landry, 5.5 sacks. Malcolm Butler and Amani Hooker, 4 interceptions each. Titans were tied for 2nd, actually, in the NFL in total offense, 4th in scoring offense. However, their defense is terrible. 28th in total defense, 24th in scoring defense. I know the Titans have had the Ravens number the past few games. Derrick Henry can go off, but I think the Ravens may have learned a little bit. I think the Ravens actually get them this time, and the Ravens will advance. All right, you got the Chicago Bears and the New Orleans Saints. Chicago Bears, they limped in at 8-8. Trubisky is probably going to play 2,055 yards, 16 touchdowns, 8 picks. David Montgomery had a really good year, 1,070 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns. Robinson, 102 catches, 1,250 yards and 6 touchdowns. Smith, 139 tackles. Danny Trevathan, 112 tackles. Mack, 9 sacks. Gibson and Smith had 2 picks each. 26th in total offense, 22nd in scoring offense, 11th in total defense, 14th in scoring defense. They're not a very good team. They just kind of got in because of the 7th seed this year. Facing the Saints, who have a potent offense as usual. Breeze, since he's come back hurt, he hasn't been quite up to snuff. Kamara, I think he may be injured, but he probably will play. Breeze, though, 2,942 yards, 24 touchdowns to 6 picks. Alvin Kamara was their leading rusher and leading receiver with the 932 rushing yards, 16 rushing touchdowns, plus 83 receptions for 756 yards and 5 touchdowns. Davis, 119 tackles. Hendrickson, 13.5 sacks. Tie between Jenkins, Williams, and Janoris Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins having 3 interceptions each of them. Saints, of course, number 5 in scoring offense. 12th in total offense, so I guess they're scoring kind of off their defense because their defense is actually 4th and 5th in the league, 5th in scoring defense there. This shouldn't be really close. I'm not sure how far the Saints will go, but I have a hard time seeing the Bears coming out with the win unless maybe David Montgomery can go off, keep that Saints offense off the field. Otherwise, I'm not sure. I see the Bears being able to hang with the Saints in this one. All right, you got the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. On paper, on paper it's an 11-5 team and 12-4. Baker Mayfield 3,563 yards, 26 touchdowns to 8 picks. Nick Chubb ran for 1,067 yards and 12 touchdowns. Jarvis Landry 72 catches, 840 yards and 3 touchdowns. Goodson had 91 tackles. Myles Garrett had 12 sacks. MJ Stewart, Ward Goodson each had 2 picks. You got the number 14 scoring offense and the number 1 scoring defense in the league with the Browns. Facing the Steelers with Roethlisberger, great comeback year, 3,803 yards, 33 touchdowns to 10 picks. James Conner is their leading rusher, 721 and 6 touchdowns. Deontay Johnson, really good year, 88 catches, 923 and 7 touchdowns. Minkah Fitzpatrick was their leading tackler with only 79 tackles. They just got people off the field really quick. It helps when you lead the league in sacks with 56 and you tied for first in the league with interceptions. J.J. Watt, 15 sacks. Stephon Tuitt, 11. Or T.J. Watt, my bad. T.J. Watt, 15 sacks. Stephon Tuitt, 11 sacks. Fitzpatrick, 4 picks. Steelers, they only had the number 12 scoring offense, but like I said, the number 3 scoring in total defensive league and the leader in sacks and interceptions. I would say this would be, it still could be close, but the Browns, their head coach is out with COVID. They have a few assistants out with COVID. A couple of players, not too many key players, but I think Browns, first time they made the playoffs in 18 years, I think it ends here. I think the Steelers will come out with that one. So, those are my picks for the first round of the Super Wildcard weekend of 2020. Colts over the Bills, Seahawks over the Rams, Bucks over Washington, the Ravens over the Titans, the Saints over the Bears, and the Steelers over the Browns. Check out next week for the division round picks and previews. Peace.